Hello everybody, and welcome back to more Elder Scrolls Online Beta. The previous video, we kind of talked a little bit about how we thought about the game and our feelings about it. However, we're gonna show you a bit more gameplay. I failed to mention a few things, and I did want to point them out. I also wanted to show you a different class, which is my sorcerer, but I've been playing it a bit of as a battle mage, so I'm wearing heavy armor, sword and board, and I do awesome magical things. This person is just sneaking around. I'm gonna let that happen. So we are actually gonna head just, down off over this direction, I think. Or maybe, you know what? Let us do the Dwarven Part quest, which is to the south. Anyway, so one of the things I wanted to mention is there are quests that are just randomly scattered throughout the world. So once and I kind of started talking about this in the previous video, but I actually go into good detail on it. What happens is you will get into the world after your starting area, and you'll be able to pretty much find these quests that are just scattered around. And you saw me kind of do it in that video, where I just kind of walked around and found quests, and then I started doing them. But, as I had said, is the quests themselves, regardless of, them just being kind of randomly scattered throughout the world, most of them are pretty forgettable, which is a bit of a problem. Like, what are we doing here? What's this Dwarven Part? It's a Dwarven Part. I have found 3 of 4. Where is the last one? I don't know. Okay, well, oh, it's down there. Okay, so we'll head off over this direction as we talk a little bit more about the game. So yeah, I wanted to mention that, regardless of all the stuff that I said yesterday, it should be pointed out that it's not a bad game. It's not, necessarily a badly designed game. It is pretty good, but in light of everything else that is available for you to play, it's forgettable, and that is a bit of a problem. If you have all of these games, all these MMOs out there, and the market is getting bigger and bigger, or I guess the market isn't getting bigger, the market itself is getting smaller. Have I ever gotten this? Nope. But the I guess amount of MMOs that are out there are getting bigger and bigger. The problem with it is you're gonna get lost in the mix if you don't come up with a game system or something that is changing the way that we think about MMOs, to the point where it's worth playing that game for maybe that one system. And I don't think any MMO should rely on one system alone, but it should have something that draws people in. So let me show you some of the spell effects. I was talking about how I think the spell effects in the game are good. Like, that was awesome, right? That makes you feel, like you're having fun, you're doing a lot of damage and stuff. Like, let's kill this wolf with my sword and board. All right, so we're just gonna whack at him. I can smack him with my shield, kind of like what you can do in Skyrim and all that. Actually makes me want to play Skyrim. We'll talk about that in a minute, but you go through and you're like, okay, the melee in this game, it's not fun. It's not fun. That's not good. That's not good. But you put on spells, and suddenly everything becomes a bit better. And now that I have, some abilities here, let's cast that. Oh, it's so good. I've got quite a few things here. I'm doing some spell damage. It's not great, It's still not up to par with things like Wildstar or Terra, stuff like that, but it's still better than the normal melee combat is, at least. And I think when I played the first time, I had played a Nightblade. I didn't mind it too much, and then I played this with all the spells and stuff, and this is just so much better. I'm not this kind of person either. Like, I like mages and sorcerers and stuff like that in games. Don't get me wrong. I think in Warcraft, I even at one point had one of the top fire mage parses as a mage on our server, it was pretty fun. I was good with the class, but it's not my thing. I like tanking. It's what I do, right? So I like being able to get in melee and stuff like that. And if the melee combat itself doesn't feel good, then kind of at its at its core, at its roots, it's not that appealing to me. Whereas and I hate to keep bringing it up, but in WildStar, playing a stalker or a warrior, even the engineer, which is hilarious because you have like this awesome plasma shotgun with robots following you around. You can tank with those classes, and the combat at its core feels fun. So no matter what they do to it, no matter what abilities they add, it's still at its core very fun. And that's a problem here. What I was going to say about Skyrim, it's a pretty good segue. Actually, is this a mission? What is this? Discover the buried secrets within here. Well, let's try this out. Let's see if we can discover the buried secrets. As you see, it's very dwarven. Am I able just to go in here? Huh, I can. Is there anybody in here to talk to that I need to talk to? Those are both people, I think. Just a bookshelf. All right, well, we're gonna go exploring. Okay, it's sealed on the other side, so we'll go out the other direction. Anyway, so this game, it has a problem with it. And I mentioned this to a few people, and they all agree with me. And these are people that I trust, fairly well when it comes to opinions with games. People I play games with very often. Garrick's one of them, for example. Him and I, we like very different games, but I know that if a game is good, both of us are going to like it. And even if a game is good to me, and it may not be his thing, he would still acknowledge, like, okay, that's a good game. For example, on my side of things, he loves Borderlands 2. I don't love it so much. I think it was an okay game. I had fun with it, but I don't think it was the best game ever made, which is one of the things he likes to think about it. And he has good reasoning for it. And if you ever listen to it, it's actually kind of interesting, the points he brings up. But either way, I still think it's a good game. With this, we both feel the exact same thing. When playing this game, there's a fundamental problem. Fundamental problem, rather. I'm tired. I only got 3 hours of sleep last night. I was watching Hunger Games. I'll be honest. Didn't see it in theaters, but it was really good. The fundamental problem is that when playing the game, it should make you want to play more of the game, but instead, playing Elder Scrolls Online actually makes me want to play Skyrim. And I have Skyrim installed with a ton of mods and stuff, and it's one of those games that I kind of leave installed because you get it every now and then. Everybody gets the itch to play Skyrim. What are we doing here? Okay, I'm just observing his experiment. And this cute little dwarven spiders.
At long last, the Zark. Come, we'll talk of our next move inside.
Okay, so we are going to go in there, and we'll do this mission so you guys can kind of see a bit more gameplay. But at its core, the game should make you want to play more of it, but it doesn't. It makes me want to go play Skyrim. That's a problem. That's a problem if your game makes people want to play another game. It's kind of like Path of Exile to me. I really like Path of Exile. What the hell am I doing to this? Ready to start the heist. Yeah, I did that. Okay, so I'm just taking this with me, I guess. I don't know. It's like Path of Exile. When I play Path of Exile, I have fun with the game. The game is very good. I mean, it's a free game, first of all, and as a free game, it is actually really well developed. It's got a pretty fair business model. But when I play Path of Exile, it makes me want to play Diablo 3. And I'll be honest, because the Diablo 2.0.1 patch, which is the pre-patch to the expansion coming out in March, that got released, and I have been playing an absolute ton of Diablo 3. And I saw the trailer for the Path of Exile expansion coming out, and all I could think of was, man, it just makes me want to play more Diablo. And that's a problem. That's not the case for everybody. Don't get me wrong. I think there's plenty of people that prefer Path of Exile over Diablo 3, and I think there's going to be plenty of people that prefer Elder Scrolls Online over Skyrim. But to me, I'm not one of those people. And when you're purchasing a game, especially a game that is going to require you to sink a lot of time into it, I mean, MMOs are notorious for that. You really do have to sink a lot of time into it and get the most out of the game. But if you're determining if this game is going to be something that you do that with, something that you invest a lot of money into with a subscription model, you know, you gotta enjoy it. And to me, I'm not that guy. But that's not to say, once again, that there aren't people out there like that won't, or that would enjoy it, that won't enjoy it. However it's said. Either way, I feel like there's plenty of people that will like the game, but there's not going to be enough to sustain it. And I pretty much went into that in detail in yesterday's video. And I just wanted to show you guys a bit more of the game here with a different class. And this class is definitely a lot better, for sure. So what are we doing here with this mission? Yeah, now for personal project. Okay, yeah, I want to earn more coin. Yes, I'll do that. And I don't really care about any of the quest dialogue here. Which is kind of a problem. Actually, every MMO is like that to me, unless it's Star Wars. I'll be honest, I don't think, aside from Neverwinter, I don't think any story has really started to grab me. And that's just how MMOs are to me. It's hard for them to tell an engaging story. It's just how they work. It's in their mechanics themselves. But in Star Wars, it was built into the game to tell an engaging story because that's how you level up. And everything is told with a story. Can I search these pots? Oh, that's pretty cool. Can I pick up brooms? That is the better question. Or bowls. I cannot pick up bowls. They're missing out there, man. They're missing a golden opportunity for people to fill up their inventory with useless crap. Which is hilarious to me because I totally do that in Skyrim and Morrowind and Oblivion. Ooh, lightning form increased. Let's look at my skills for a minute here. I think I can upgrade some stuff. So let's in case mobilizes enemy in front of you. Okay. I can summon a familiar, which is pretty cool. Need this to level up more before I can do that. I need it up to 20. Whew. It's quite a bit. I could put points into heavy armor, but what's our one hand and shield looking like? Low slash? No. Okay, let's do this. Let's unlock a familiar. So you just gonna follow me around? I've never really experimented with this thing. Let's try it. Let's get him to follow me around. And we're going across the bridge here. Overall, though, I really like the battle mage style. And I mentioned this yesterday. Like, once I had tried the battle mage in Oblivion, it was pretty much from then on any Elder Scrolls game. That's what I do. Sword and board and magic. Love it. It's my favorite. I also like the whole sneaky thief thing where you put poison into people's pockets and stuff like that. I think that's really funny, but it's not as much of my thing as the battle mage. And I like the battle mage style more in this game than I do any of the other classes. The Templar kind of has that going for it, and the Dragon Knight is definitely very warrior-esque if you were to compare it to other classes in different MMOs. It's very much like a warrior, and it actually plays very fun. I like the Dragon Knight, but the Templar and the Sorcerer are probably more up my alleys. And strangely enough, that's actually because of the magic aspect to it. It just makes the combat feel a bit better. And that's okay. I'm okay with the combat feeling better if I have to cast a few spells. You know, if this was to go free to play and I was to play this long term, I would play something that felt good with the combat, and that would definitely be ooh, my heavy armor increased. Do I have to go upstairs? I think I do. It would definitely be something that casts spells, because in this game,
to you, we've actually got a chance to pull this off.
The spell stuff is very good. And I think you may have noticed the texture pop in on her clothes there. I've noticed that happens.
If we're going to do it right, we'll need to
yeah, okay, let's go now. Whatever.
Sailing logs are those records? Absolutely. First, the lockbox.
Yeah, I'm basically doing a heist. And I kind of want you guys to experience this on your own. But I've noticed the texture pop in every now and then. And it's actually a pretty smart way to keep the game running well. Okay, I need to go up there and obtain a disguise. This also gives you a good idea of what this other zone looks like. It's kind of similar to, because I'm playing it as a Breton, I think is what this is. It's got a few similarities to the one that we were at in yesterday's episode, but like, you know, if I were to make something for the Ebonheart and make like a Nord, you'll notice that or is it the Daggerfall? I'm pretty sure it's Ebonheart. You'll notice that the area is just like Skyrim. What's this? A call to action. Okay. Anyways, you'll notice the area is a lot like Skyrim, and you can actually go explore the snowy areas and stuff. It's very pretty, but it's kind of bland as opposed to the quest in the other areas. And at the end of this zone, at the end of these starter zones for each of the different factions, you have kind of this, I guess, culmination event that happens. And they're all pretty fun. I don't mind them. But I think, I think that they could be a bit cooler.
How wonderful. No, I'm hoping to put one over on the head, man, eh? Have you met the others who tried that?
Fine, whatever. Let's give him 12 gold.
At the rate fools keep...
I don't really care. Also, can we pick this? Yeah, okay. There we go. Got that. And we just need to put it on. You have acquired disguise equipment to fool your enemies. Engaging in combat removes the disguise. Equip. Perfect. Looking good. Do we like just go... Okay, we go in over here. There's actually a quest like this very similar in the Skyrim area. The northern, like, tundra space. I don't even know what that area is actually called that you're in. I don't think it is Skyrim. It might be, but I don't think it is. Who knows? I know that I played a Nord, and I felt like I was in Skyrim, which once again brings me back to the whole makes me want to play Skyrim and not actually play this game.
Onsi's bones, what is it now? Shouted at you too, did he? He just went out back.
Okay. The other problem there with me wanting to play Skyrim and not wanting to play this is that Skyrim, I have so many mods installed that the game is awesome. It looks good because, you know, it's using all these graphical mods and high-res texture packs and effects and ENBs and, you know.
Lazy rat. I'm near empty.
Okay, so and it's got like, you know, texture packs for weapons and stuff to make them look really cool, like the glass weapons or translucent and stuff. And when a game has that many cool little things on it because of the modding community, it just it makes me want to play it a lot more. What am I supposed to be doing here? I'm just supposed to watch him, huh?
Strong stuff.
Can I like sit down?
Oh. Need everything.
Okay,
looks fine.
He's asleep.
You're drunk, man. Go home.
They don't usually nod off till after.
There was a sexual joke there, but I don't think you could hear it because I have the volume pretty low. It's probably good. We will quit right after we do this quest, but I did, you know, just want to show you guys a bit more of the game, as I had said, but it's pretty much very samey all the way through. The quests aren't anything amazing, unfortunately. There's a dwarven part. Is the dwarven part in here? Can I go upstairs and find the dwarven part? Is that a thing? I don't know. I guess we'll... Whoop. We gotta disable the guard. Okay. We'll try doing that. Should we talk to this fool? I think we should. What's he gonna do for me?
Another day, another whip. Sleep never.
Okay, I learned about his sleep schedule, which is very creepy. So I set the fire.
Smoke. Why does Hellstar smell smoke?
I think I just heard Steve Bloom too. There's a lot of actually familiar voice actors in here. Collect shipping logs.
There's fire there.
Where do I collect them from? It makes no sense. Oh, it's upstairs. Okay, cool. We'll go get that. They're all off, and now I'm going to loot their chest. A lot of pirates in this area, which I think is very interesting. It's kind of fun. I don't even remember what I was talking about. At this point, I'm kind of just running around doing quests very mindlessly, and there's nothing very memorable about this, unfortunately. And this is most of the game. Unless you want to play PvP, then... I mean, then you have to get to the point of playing PvP, get high enough level, get gear to play PvP, stuff like that. And there are... you know, there are cool aspects to the game within the PvP system, and I think the skill system's pretty cool, but overall, not my cup of tea, and it's hard for me to convince myself to keep playing. And as I said yesterday, that's a problem. A game needs to grab me in order to, you know, really be considered a good game in my book. And this isn't quite it. So I think I'm going to end this quest there. You didn't really get to learn what the heck I was doing. I was doing a heist, as I had mentioned, but it was nothing too exciting. I'm just being a thief, basically, it seems like. I know I'm working with these pirates. That was part of it. And I think she's one of them. Yeah, she's the captain. Okay, I could just follow her?
Here you are, Tharwab. The shipping logs that show Bosek's defiance of the king's decrees.
I think she's one of the voice actors for
Come on, it's
some of
time
the other Elder Scrolls games. You'll notice, like, the woman at the beginning of the game that we were told to meet, she is voiced by Jennifer Hale. There's definitely Steve Bloom doing some voices in here. And there's also some of the other voice actors from various Elder Scrolls games making an appearance as well. So it's kind of cool to see some of them. But for the most part, until recently, a lot of the voice acting was like, it was coded in through like Microsoft Sam before they put the voice actors in. That was kind of funny to listen to. It was very robotic and kind of weird. I'm glad they actually have all of the voice acting pretty much in the game. I don't think I've run into any of those that aren't actual voice actors in quite a while.
My clan.
What do you want? Okay, I'm gonna talk to you.
Before we leave for Betnik, talk to the crew. Get familiar with them. It'll be a long trip.
Okay, what? I'm ready to
We
leave.
leave for Betnik.
Yep, let's leave. I'm sure I have a million other quests I can do, but I care not. I care not. Let's see a new area for you guys, and then we will close it out there for this video. I might do a couple more. I might show you crafting. It's a little interesting. It's not my favorite crafting system by any means, but it is interesting, and I do like crafting. So here you go, slightly new area that we're in. It's more green. What do you want, Captain?
When my crew turn straight, head into town and get a drink. This is home.
That's better than what I have.
Careful here. These orcs.
Let's actually see what that looks like. Oh, can we take the disguise off? Oh, goody. It looks exactly like what I was using before. Fun. Unless that was exactly what I was using before. What is that? Nope. Yep, exact same thing. Figures. Oh well. I hate when they use the same models for things. That guy had that, like the Skyrim horn helmet. Kind of cool. Anyways, a bit greener of an area, but pretty much very samey. There are different environments within the game, so don't feel like you're only going to be seeing environments such as this. And in fact, I actually have seen some darker environments too, and those were fairly cool. But I think that's a good spot to wrap this video up. Hopefully you guys, enjoyed a bit different gameplay style with the Battle Mage as opposed to the rogue style that I had going previously. But on that note, we'll see you guys next time.